guys, how are you? Hey guys, how are you? I hope all is well. I'll wait for everybody to come in. I hope everybody's having a good Tuesday. For the seventh day of accountability, we're almost here for Halloween. Um, so I'm excited about that. It's like my close second, but third favorite holiday. So I told you that we were going to pivot into nutrition while at work. And that'll pretty much be what we are talking about um, this week and maybe a little bit into next week. Um, so I want to first talk about like my experiences with like finding the right foods for myself. Um, and um, yeah, finding the right foods for myself. Give me one second. So, let's see. I am I'm on Facebook as well as YouTube right now. So if you see um hey, good morning. If you see like the like and subscribe, that's the reason why. So if you are on YouTube, like and subscribe. And yeah, let's get started. So, to kind of look at my background and where I've come from, like in terms of nutrition, my dad passed away from a heart attack, like suddenly. And so I've always been very uh, cognizant or aware that I need to kind of take care of my own health because he was young. And I'm always promoting that with other individuals to make sure that they take care of their health. And I'm not perfect with it by any stretch of the imagination, but it is something that I am very passionate about um, in the context of like not just women's health, but men's health. So um, my trajectory with um, nutrition has ebbed and flowed, right? I've done, hey, how are you guys doing? Good morning. So it's always ebbed and flowed in terms of what I've eaten. When I was younger, I was semi picky, but I had Caribbean grandparents, so there wasn't that much pickiness. um, I tried different things. Nice. Did you go jogging this morning? Um, well, congratulations. Nice. That's awesome. Are you coming up with a schedule? Hi, how are you? Good morning. Hustle hard. Yes, I love it. We definitely have to ensure that we are exercising. I did not get to exercise this morning. Hopefully, I will get it in later on today. But yes, definitely make sure you get your exercise in. Um, so yeah, so like the trajectory that I think that all of us go through, understanding our own nutrition. My name's Jerica. What's your name? Alien Mansta. Mansta. My name is Jerica. Hi, Daniel. Where are you coming from? Oh, nice. Repping New Jersey. What part of New Jersey? Oh, nice. Awesome. My grandmother actually retired there. She was in East Orange, and then she went to South Jersey. It's a little bit quieter there. Awesome. Well, welcome to have you. S- So, um, yeah, so like in terms of like um my own health, like I've always tried to be mindful. Um, when I was younger, I would eat I didn't eat the foods that were in the cafeteria very much, because I just didn't like it. And my grandmother always had something when I went home. It was always some type of sandwich, and fruit. Um, we did very little of like processed food, so it was kind of almost a treat when I would do like McDonald's or Burger King. Matter of fact, we actually like would share a meal. She would allow me to get either the fries or a burger. And then but I always got the fries, or I would allow her to get the fries and I would get the burger because like then I knew she would share with me or whatever. And then we would share a milkshake as well. So like that was kind of like from grade school to I would say ninth or 10th grade. What? I don't get it. Um, I so after that, I like between 10th grade because you're kind of a little bit on your own at that point. Um, you have a car then, like I got my car. And so I did kind of like get out of that regimented meal plan that my grandmother kind of had me on. And then I would be on like I would eat out a little bit more. Like I would go to fast food restaurants and stuff like that. Um, and so I would always have a hard time but I also played sports, so that was the trade-off. But I was still steadily gaining weight. So, um yeah, so we'll talk about McDonald's because I haven't had McDonald's in a while. Definitely would curtail your McDonald's intake. Um, but yeah. So after I would say between you can make your own Big Mac. Make your own Big Mac at home. That's healthier. Um, but yeah, so let's see. Between 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 midway between high school and college, like maybe I would say sophomore year, I just kind of I had poor eating habits. But I wasn't working out as much because I wasn't in sports as much. Um, so I gained a lot of weight during that time pretty quickly, I might add. And then there was like a concern for PCOS. Um, and so from sophomore year to I would say the tail end of my college my first college degree, I I tried to change how I was eating because I realized like I was gaining a lot of weight. I wasn't feeling well. Um and so I tried to kind of curtail a lot of that, but then it became more of like dieting versus like just incorporating really healthy uh yeah, just incorporating healthy habits. So like I tried vegan, and I did that for a while, but then I started to miss cheese. And at that time, the options for vegan cheeses wasn't that great. And then I did try vegetarian, which I still do on and off. I did um fasting. I like pretty much anything you can think of. I kind of did. Just because I was like I like at that point I was like I'm not in control of my weight. Um and so from there I did I even did like Weight Watchers and stuff like that. So from there, like once I got into the work world and I was doing school and I was helping my mom with my grandmother, I realized I was like, if I'm going to carry all this, if I'm not losing the weight, at least I need to be a little bit healthier in terms of my I'll look at them and review them. So Hurdle is saying that they tried the Morningstar brand vegan patties. I have to look at them. I know I had eaten them for quite a while, but I'm not really big on a lot of frozen stuff because they tend to have preservatives. And then on top of that, I prefer fresh ingredients. Um, are they probably a healthier option? Yes, but before I say that, like I would rather like look it up and get back to you. So I'll look it up and get back to you on that. Um, I'll let you know tomorrow. I'll look it up and I'll do like a little follow up. Did what kind of what did you get in terms of the vegan patties? Because I think they have a few. And do you mean like the morning stuff or is it the like dinners, lunch slash dinner stuff? Well, while I wait for your message, I will get back. So, while I was on, you had burger and with the chicken ones instead. They have those? Oh, they do. I'll check them out and see. I'm not the biggest fan of soy protein isolates, but I'll look at the rest of it and let you know. Um, and they have yellow corn flour. But yeah, I'll look it up and then we can go review it tomorrow. So let's see. After while I was in college, or no, sorry, not while I was in college. Well, it was still college, but like when went back home after college, I had the more resources, I'll say. So I'll back up and say like it did get a little bit better in terms of like the foods that I was eating because I wound up getting food stamps during my time. I had spoke with someone and they told me they recommended that I get food stamps, which you can do while you're in college. Um, and so that's what I did. And then so like the quality of food that I was taking in was a lot better. But then I went back home and then I had pretty much further resources. So I was able to eat a little bit better and manage a little bit better. But I was still having a hard time with my weight. And then I started trying to do other types of things like I tried Phentermine, did not like it. I felt like I was on crack. Like it was awful. So I stopped that immediately. And like I said, because my dad had a heart attack, like anything that's related to like my heart, I'm like, no, there's no, no, no. So, I wouldn't say like I stopped caring about my weight and I start like transitioning into like caring how I felt more. Because I just was like, for some reason, I cannot control my weight. That's always been an issue. Oh, well, be careful. Yeah, I didn't like it. Hurdle said that they are on it now, and yeah. So, just that's just my experience. Everybody has like I feel like I'm very sensitive to medications and stuff, so, like, if you can take it, more power to you. I do feel like there are, yeah, more power to you. I'll say that. Oh, but I wouldn't recommend it just based on my experiences, and that is a known side effect as well. Um, let's see. So then I started working on just like feeling better because, like I said, I just didn't like the icky feeling I was starting to feel, like just fatigue all the time. Um, and just like blah. Like I didn't like that. And so um I just worked on like the foods that I was eating. I started eating salads a little bit more often to like, I've always liked salads. I've I've always liked enjoyed salads. I'm I don't know, I feel like I'm a salad guru because like I'll do all kinds of things with salads, but um I would eat a salad during the afternoon, um, and a in the morning, like at that time, I was doing a lot of oatmeal, a lot of farina, or I would like skip breakfast, which now looking back, I don't really recommend. Like I do try to have something, even if it's a protein shake. Um, and so I did, let's see, like during the like for dinner, it's always something that I would make. So like we would have like meatloaf or we would have like curry chicken or something. And it's always pretty much made like we would make it that day or whatever. So like the way my grandmother and I still kind of I've gotten away from it, but like when I went back home, I would still do it. It's like she would have like 4 like pretty much there were like 5 days where she would cook, right? And then there were 2 days, no, yeah, 4 days that she would cook. 1 day my grandfather would cook, which is like Friday, and then, he would cook like fish or something, and then Thursdays was always leftovers. Um, Saturday we would eat out. That was like literally growing up, that's like what we did. The fatigue from what I mean, looking at it now, because I still have it sometimes, especially around my cycle, but like, I think it could have been I I still don't know because sometimes I still have it, but it's just not as bad, and I think it's because I wound up having weight loss surgery, so, um, it could be that I'm anemic, which I am anemic, it could be a number of things, but, like, it could the biggest thing could be anemia. Um, so but where was I? Oh, so yeah, like, um oh, and then, like, because of being autistic and, like, kind of, like I wouldn't say fighting the environment around me, like, I feel like that could be part of it as well. So, um, alright, so, like I said, like, I was kind of, like, trying to stick with that same game plan that my grandmother had kind of done when I was younger, um, but it worked and it didn't work, like, while I was home, it worked, um, kind of, because I started working a full-time job. So, like, it was like my mom and I, we would kind of take turns back and forth. And then my nana, she was still kind of like trying to cook stuff at times. So, like, if she felt up to it, she would. Um, and then let's see. Hmm, that was so I would have kind of like so now like I feel like recently based on my schedule, I do try to incorporate, like, more protein shakes because I don't like feeling, like, that hunger feeling, and I'll back up because I had weight loss surgery, and, one of the things that they were big on was, like, protein intake, and I realized, like, that was helpful for me. I'm a big believer that not everybody should have their own, like, there's not a diet that fits everybody. I don't believe in that. You have to do what's right for you. Um, and so I started taking in the protein, and if I'll back up before that, even when I went to India, I realized like being there, I don't maybe because I was walking a little bit more, it could have been a combination because I was walking a little bit more, and then also because I was, eating different stuff, I lost quite a bit of weight, and at first I was like, "Oh, wow." But, um, I realized that the food is there different there. Of course, it was more of a vegetarian, like, I could count the number of times that I ate meat there. Um, and just naturally, there wasn't a lot of junk food. Like, I did try Taco Bell while I was there because I was curious, and we tried, I think, KFC or something like that. But yeah, I had lost a lot of weight there. So between that and between, um, the weight loss surgery, I realized, like and then increasing my protein intake. Oh, sure, that would be cool. Um, that's a good idea. Um, so Hurdle said, like, why don't we do critiques of like stuff that's in the fridge and go through it, which I think is a cool idea. So if anybody's down for that, I'm down to do that. Um, but yeah, so between the protein intake and my experiences in India, it's kind of what's kind of I've tried to tailor what I did there now, and I'm not perfect at it. I still I love sweet stuff. That is my weakness. I'm not into salty stuff, but I do like sweet stuff. So, trying to remind myself, I do try to work more so on mindful eating versus like a diet. I do try to incorporate more vegetarian options. Again, I'm not perfect at it because I still try to take in protein, and like I said earlier, I'm not big on soy, um, and I don't like tofu. Um, so it's kind of challenging, but like, incorporating more beans because that's protein and fiber. Um, and just getting a little bit more creative, at least for breakfast and lunch. But again, I still eat a lot of eggs. So I can't say that I'm perfect. I just try to reduce as much as possible when I can. I do try to challenge myself as well. So like maybe, trying to make a really cool meal, trying to find something on Pinterest, just trying to find joy in the foods that I eat as opposed to, oh, I have to do this because then I get bored very easily. Um, I don't like following meal plans. And maybe this is like my ADHD as well, but like I like to gamify everything. So um, you know, trying to come up with like if I can make a meal quicker or something, how many colors can I add to a meal? Like anything that makes me like find joy in it. And I do like lucky for me, my boyfriend, or my partner and I, we like to cook and so we find joy in cooking and that's helpful for us. We we go back and forth because we're busy, but like I would say more times 9 times out of 10 we're cooking meals versus like eating out. So that's been helpful. Um and then I think that's it. Like I said, I'm going to I just didn't have the PowerPoint finished. So, and I didn't want to like half butt it. But I'm going to like start like talking about like foods and stuff like that. Like I've incorporated more like I try to incorporate more nuts. Um and hopefully like the information that I give you guys will help you to make like different ideas. And I know like everybody's on different in terms of like a schedule or something like that. Like at work, it's different for everybody, right? So like some people are on 9 to 5. Um, some people are on 12-hour shifts, 4-hour shifts. It varies. Sometimes you're working nights. So how do you incorporate healthy eating at night? Because even that, like, it it's different, right? It's not different, but kind of. Um, and then also looking at like what to do because like some people they have issues with uh their digestive systems and like trying to navigate and come up with options for that. Um, that can be overwhelming, right? Especially when you're at work and you need to be nutritious, or you have to, you know, come up with a plan to be nutritious, but you're not quite getting it because there's like an obstacle of a chronic condition. So hopefully I can cover a lot of that, like at least my thoughts on it within this week. And then we'll go on to our next topic, which will be finances. Um, so hopefully this helps. All right, see you guys later. Bye.